Why, hello there, brown rats and kitty cats. Well, you see, I had a bit of a quandary tonight because, first world problem number one, too many options. What to do. Now, I got an invite to a rave type thing, but I've been working every day, and it's been very, very busy, and people I work with, they're like family to me and good friends with. They're having a get together tonight and all of that, barbecue, chill. But I'm also sick. No COVID. I mean, I did those antigen test things. I know they're got huge huge margin for error, but four of them shouldn't lie at that point, anyways. But so I did the reasonable thing anyone would do, and I had about like 3.5 grams of mushrooms and chocolate, pretty much. And I gotta say, I pretty much just got home a little while ago. And I mean, I stopped work and packed up around 6. But why? Because I got the chance to meet a bunch of cool people and just smoked weed with them and shit, And I think one thing our world is lacking right now, especially in a post-COVID era, are inns. If you know what I'm talking about. Like, when you're going around public spaces, you need something like, say, an icebreaker or whatever to get through that wall of separation and bond with people. And what is better for bonding with people than weed? I'd even say go farther than that. Dress up as an Easter bunny and give people fucking nugs. I think they would appreciate that. And now I'm going to indulge my hobby, which is my new hobby, which is listening to Radiohead, real intelligent people music. I don't have a mustache to twirl. Because, I don't know, it's cool, it's Orwellian. Like, look at those windows, man. They're blood red, spooky. Anyways, and it really is, kind of my main tactic was just, she's relatively attractive and looks pretty cool. Like, looks like she kind of has the same interests as me, So, I sit down. Also, like, don't just fucking approach people and like, oh, hey, smoke a joint with me, stick in their face, I guess one thing is that works in my favor is that PCP is a big no-no as far as the Hells Angels are concerned in my province. So, it's someone dusting a joint is very, very unlikely. But I also think that is just very unlikely anywhere in the world. I'm sure it's happened. Sure, but you know how many fucking high school kids I heard say their weed was dusted with PCP when that is pretty much the most extinct species of compound you can find in my province. But, to get back to my point, I think, going the way we're going right now, this concept we call friendly is going to go extinct real fast, because you can't build a basis for, rewarding interaction with others unless you are actively paying attention to other people, not in a fucking creepy way, obviously, but in a way where you're going, okay, well, hey, I like this, maybe they like this, maybe let's check it out. Like, one of the people that I fucking smoked weed with on the way back, a very lovely girl, I was indulging, this hobby by taking some snaps of the port on the sea bus. I just kind of showing her the pictures. Like, I had one where I managed to get it so you couldn't see the frames on the window, and there was no reflection. So except for the orbs, or the lights in the sea bus that reflected these orbs, so it looked like fucking UFOs were over the tower at the port, which moves those giant fucking boxes full of materials. So it looked like the aliens were sitting down. Like, it was a cool picture. Chat, and fucking weed people will get into weed things. So, but I, in that situation, of course, just didn't go up to the person and, oh, hey, fucking, how about weed? How about the weather? No, fucking, it was like, okay, I'm gonna do what I do. If they show some interest, fucking, I'll engage them in that. But, I also, met a couple people on the way back, and we just smoked joints and whatever. Since I get a lot of weed because I work with the best weed in the fucking world, and I stand behind that statement. I chatted through a few nugs, and it's like, I've always believed very deeply that it's the little gestures that really make the world go round at the end of the day. And that may sound cheesy, I know, but I think it's true. Like, having been homeless, just to put into perspective what I'm saying, is when I was homeless, I had nothing, and I was less than nothing as far as I was concerned. But if I, met someone or some organization and they gave me something, like, say, a free joint, which I get to do at my work, then, fucking I that's the highlight of my day. That is worth something to me. And, if you're having a bad day and someone just does something polite that shows they've gone out of their way enough to actually, acknowledge your existence, make you feel like your existence is being acknowledged, it means a lot. And, how much energy do these gestures take? And how much energy do people spend on stuff like fucking road rage? Really, you're going out of their way to ruin other people's day just so they can assert how mad they are and how right they think they are about other people's supposed indecisions. And it's power tripping, of course. I get the psychology behind it, but I'm gonna make it like sorry, I'm just putting my glove on, sorry for the awkward angle, but I'm gonna do a little parody of those those Africa Save the Children commercials, Save the Children who look like really skinny corpses, and look, there's a fly on their face and shit. I'm not kidding, they fucking probably they're like pimping out these dead kids for fucking sham Christian donation companies. I mean, I remember one back in the 90s that ended up embezzling so much money because they actually only deposited I think 15% of what they earned. But I mean, I mean, charities can be fun charities anyways. They are like very well active and like alive and well, and probably like the majority of charities and nonprofits, supposedly, which is interesting because it makes the whole nonprofit thing a bit of a misnomer. But an ironic one at that. But yeah, no, like to get back to what I'm saying, like actually, you know what? I'm gonna actually steer this in a slightly different direction. Just on the note of interacting with people, I like, yes, I do think being friendly and all that can be just the lubrication I think the wheel of the world needs to just keep spinning. You know, you catch my drift? But otherwise, like on the other, at the same token, like, you know, speaking of people like, you know, complete spastics behind the wheel during rush hour, you know, having their fill of, you know, fucking just this gloating scent of vile, aggressive, fucking just bullshit. You know, there's some people that they legitimately enjoy their displays of stupidity, but you know, sometimes at this, like, you really have to be angry to also sort of, you know, let's just put some oil or some WD-40 on that wheel, keep it going. You know, I'll give you an example. Like, a couple days ago, I was going downtown. I had to go to my head branch, cash a GST check, whoopee. It wasn't for much, but I mean, money's fucking money, you know. But there's a big hotel on fire, and actually 3 of them. Because get this, Vancouver, I can hear you calling for fentanyl from the other side of the ocean. No, that's the nice thing about living on the other side, all that craziness. But yeah, no, it's in Vancouver because I was catching this check, but these places were all on fire because one of these places was an SRO, and this is where the fire started. And essentially what happened was a guy did some fentanyl, did some down, and he passed out, and he had a lit cigarette in his hand. And you know what, man? I'm not going to fucking judge people for non-note or whatever. Like, I've had my fair share of doing just that, but I was still smart enough at the same time, or at least just not smart, but considerate enough. I don't think this constitutes smart, but common sense, maybe. just smoke outside. Or don't smoke inside if you know that's like a likelihood of happening. But you know, a big problem with this world is the convenience of one tends to justify the danger of many. Some people, they just like to gamble because if it's not something that directly affects them, even if it is something that directly affects them, they don't care. Some people actually in this world, they want bad things to happen. Some people want, you know, an automobile injury so they can get that lawsuit they need to fucking retire early. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I bet you do. Now, anyways, yeah, so, like, getting back to what I was saying, you know, I call these tripping tangents for a reason. The other day when I was around all this smoke, like, it was actually, like, such a crazy inferno. I don't know how many people perished as a result. I did hear people perished. Now, oh, check it out. This is the stuff I take photos of. But my first inkling of it was certainly not the news or anything like that, but it was actually seeing it from across the water, across the ocean. I mean, it's just a little inlet, but I mean, it's still the ocean. And it looked like the entire port was on fire, you know? And it was like just like an absolute inferno. And you could tell the fire was burning very hot because it was very kind of like dark, ashy, black smoke coming out of it. And, you know, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the darker the smoke is, typically the hotter the fire is. There's also, I'm sure, a ton of very awful material burning because those SROs are essentially gutted hotels that have existed for years but didn't meet the criteria of, you know, developing city standards, and so they're like, fuck it, let's just throw the poor people in them. That's the government for you. And then the poor people just burn them down. It's more so for addicts, I think, but SROs. But I shouldn't be laughing at that. I know people who live in those places. They're fucking awful. I almost worked in one of those places. It was almost forced on me as a teenager. How about that? But yeah, no. So this fire, it naturally caused a lot of pandemonium, and like there really is nothing I hate more than hysteria and just like mass paranoia. And what I mean by that is, you know, people not just kind of freaking out and being unnecessarily dramatic, but acting legitimately fucking crazy. Like, it happens, like, during mass events, you know? Just stuff that boggles the mind. I mean, like, when I was downtown, like, it looked like something out of, like, you know, this thick smoke, like, 9/11, pretty much. That was the vibes, like, it was giving me. And, you know, I was talking to someone who I knew down there, I ran into, who lived very close. He had taken some pictures, and it did remind me of 9/11, the way it was two big buildings you could see burning. And, well, they actually weren't very big in terms of height, but they were quite wide, but there was a lot of smoke coming out of them. Yeah, like, so people were doing one of two things. They were, A, just taking fucking pictures, and because the whole area is blocked off by cop cars and fire trucks and all that, or they're acting a fool. They're just fucking completely freaking out. So, you know, mass psychosis part. Or just hysteria. Hysteria for a lot, true. But some are just acting crazy. Full on fucking just yeah, no. Completely bonkers, fucking bananas bullshit. But one episode of that bonkers bananas fucking bullshit that I couldn't take was, as I said, the streets are essentially blocked off. So, fucking all this traffic was diverted. A massive amount of traffic, because this was in like a fairly central part of town where the traffic was already sort of naturally congested by the Gastown, which is a tourist area, so it's sort of like meant for people to kind of cruise through a bit, which must be lovely to go through at a leisurely pace. But hey, when you've lived there and have to do it every day, it kind of becomes a pain in the ass. Anyways, and I was walking away from the fire because I snapped a few photos, but then thinking 9/11 and all those firefighters who got mesothelioma or whatever the fuck you call it, and you know, the U.S. government cut them off of any fucking funds, and like a ton of them just died, and I think most of them are dying anyways. Like, it's pretty much a death sentence for these guys anyways. Like, I was thinking about that, so walk away, and the traffic is, you know, desperately trying to get through these sort of side streets. They are in a busy area, but comparatively the streets are smaller, so like there was just tons of cars trying to race through there. And, there's no civility on the road at all. It's like I'm genuinely fucking, my mind is boggled sometimes. Actually, no, sometimes on a daily basis, I am fucking stupefied by this displays of stupidity I see before me on the road, and entitlement, and fucking just this illusion that their fucking needs and schedule is more important and pressing than anyone else around them. It's real selfishness, but that's people for you. And so, what did I see in addition to all this? A guy who thought it would be, well, not really a guy, I know, he's not a kid, but, I mean, he had the attitude of a kid, and I have nothing wrong with Generation Z kids. I mean, some of their shit, like, I find is like, I don't know, maybe I just don't understand. I probably don't, but it's like, I try. I try. Every human being is a human being until I fucking get to know them. I don't make a judgment on someone until I get to know them. And so far, I've met some pretty cool Generation Z kids for the most part. But this fucking guy, he thought it would be a good time during this massive crisis, to just start filming himself, taking it upon himself to just direct traffic at his own accord. Because all the police and shit were suspended, trying to save lives a couple blocks away. And because of the additional foot traffic, I was on foot, so there was quite a few people going by. There were people of all ages, all colors, all creeds, all parts of society, and so, yeah, sure, some of them are maybe muttering under their breath, fuckhead this, or fucking guy that, fucking idiot this, like, which, true, but they're ultimately doing fuck all about it. And really, like, it was starting to irritate me after a while, and like, I'm not necessarily like a very angry person, but I'm getting more pissed off by the day, I'll tell you that. I try not to be a violent person because I got my fucking fill of violence, unnecessary, fucking pointless, meaningless violence when I was homeless. But, I've disappeared, it's only the buildings have got me, no. Oh, fuck, anyway. Just fucking do shrooms and get lost in the forest, man, don't you care? Okay. Civilization is returning. Now, so basically with this guy, I yelled at him, and, because no one was doing anything, and that was pissing me off, and, I think I've expressed this before. Nothing gets my gall like, well, in addition to what I said with the hysteria and kind of just psychosis, shit like that, mass complacence. Yeah, so those are two things that get my gall more than anything, mass complacence and hysteria. So, I give this guy a chance. I go, hey, the fuck are you doing, buddy? You're gonna get clipped, for one, my man. There are a shitload of fucking cars, like, going right by you, and you are slowing them all up, and you're confusing the hell out of everyone. Fuck, stop it, dude. Something along those lines, with maybe a little bit more vulgarity. And I was 4 joints deep, dude, too. So, like, fuck, what was anyone else's excuse, really? And so what does he do? He laughs fucking, like, very condescendingly, very, like, yeah, okay, buddy, kind of way. So, I just kind of casually just I get up, and I stand on the curb, and I'm sort of rocking back and forth, wait for that red light, and I just grab the dude by his fucking shoulder, kind of by the scruff almost. His good collar and shit, just grab it all up, fucking yank it back to the fucking curb and the corner, and I just go, fucking stay put, and get wrecked. And I just fucking walked away. And I looked back like periodically, like every block or so, and he didn't move the entire fucking time. So, you know what, like, I'd rather not, like, have to approach things without using diplomatic strategies, as a first line means of dealing just about anything at the end of the day. But sometimes, you need to assert yourself a bit if you need that wheel of life to keep spinning, and you see that there's something sticking in the spokes, and that something is someone acting like a fucking fool, and all it takes is a little yell and a little nudge, just maybe, but at the same time, I'm not fucking glorifying violence for a second. I'm just saying, if you're gonna interact, or if you're gonna live in a city, fucking interact with it. Be a part of your environment. Be a proactive part of your environment. That's what I am advocating for here, is to be a part of your environment, to participate, to be proactive. That's it. Proactivity, not violence or anything. So that don't get me wrong here. Because honestly, my opinion is, if you don't want to live in a city, fucking move to a place where you don't ever have to interact with people. I don't like people myself, for the most part. Like, I like a lot of people on an individual basis. I get along with people, but like, a lot of people do piss me off at the same time. Mind you, those are mostly strangers, and I don't know them, so I can't really judge them. But I think humans, on a mass scale, are completely fucking just raw dogging the planet, and lining their fucking pockets, and laughing all the way to the bank about it. So, like, fucking underage girls and shit like that, So I think, yeah, there's a lot of fucking crazy evil out there, and I think a little bit of courtesy and a little bit of, hey, you know what, that's not right, because it's morally not right. It's bullshitting someone else, disrespecting their integrity. It's stealing from their day and saying fuck their patience. If you can do something to get that to stop, do what you can do, but read the situation. Don't fucking be a vigilante. Anyways, fucking I feel like I'm rabbling the troops, like fucking rallying to the troops. I'm getting them all fucking jacked up here, getting that propaganda adrenaline